And we're live.
What is happening?
In living color, right here, in the flesh.
Happy St.Paddys Day.
That's right. It is St. Paddys Day. I got my one green fucking shirt going.
Got my green?
Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that.
Blue?
We're going to talk about that
Talking
shirt.
about the facts?
Yeah, we're going to
I
talk
have
about
it in mine too.
Anyhow.
There is a purpose for the blue shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I did do it in spite. That's not true.
Welcome to the show, episode 10. We've been here for 10 episodes. It feels like we've been here a lot longer. It really does. But 10. Fancy Francis in here. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for hopping in. I was watching Fancy Francis earlier today. He had like a little just chatting session, and then he had... Hey, thanks, Ari. And then he had was playing a little Fortnite with the buds.
Santa says hi.
Oh, Sanka's in here. What's going on, buddy? So before we get started, I think we should start off with the bang.
Start out with a bang.
Okay, so we're a little bit of backstory on this. We're gonna do car bombs. Now, I'm just gonna call them car bombs because apparently it's offensive if you call them Irish car bombs because in Irish history,
yeah,
back in the day, they had this war that went for like 30 years called the Troubles, where North Ireland and it's not South, it's the Republic of Ireland fought or whatever. Lots of car bombings and stuff like that. And so, apparently it was bad. So
30 years, though? I mean, come on.
I know.
Crap or get off the pot, you know?
It went 60s to the 90s, I think. So.
I mean, America, we had our Civil War. We were 4 years done.
We were killing our uncles out here. So, we're doing car bombs or Dublin drops or whatever you want to call it. Little Jameson Irish whiskey. Little Baileys. We're using Ryan's, but Baileys works too. Whatever you want to use. And then Guinness to start it off. Guinness is going to be the main culprit. So.
You can give me a sip, because I can tell you I already ain't going to like that.
But
Guinness drought.
Yeah. But this all together tastes like chocolate milk. You'll probably like it.
Okay.
So that's the kicker on these. The biggest thing is you have to drink fast. Okay?
That's the trick?
No, okay, because if you don't drink fast, the Irish cream mixes with the beer and it curdles. So you don't want that. Okay?
Nope.
Okay. There you go. So you just drop her on down. Try to here, I usually just go like this so it doesn't ready?
Flash?
Yeah. So, it doesn't break the bottom out of the glass because I've done that enough times. Ready? And then you just chug, okay?
All right.
Go.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Not bad, right?
That's not bad.
Okay.
I can handle that.
I love car bombs. I have a great video somewhere of me and Taj trying 3 times in a row, trying to beat each other doing full-size car bombs at McKinney's in Lincoln. It was aggressive. But I love them.
Not
They're good.
nearly as bad as that. That was pretty good.
Right? So it kills the stout in the beer, and then the Irish cream mixed in with that whiskey kind of smooths it all out, makes it taste like a chocolate milk.
Irish might be onto something here.
Yeah, no. It's definitely not the Irish that started that, but yeah. It's all the reason they call it an Irish car bomb is because it's all Irish ingredients.
Yeah.
So you have Irish whiskey, it's usually Irish style cream liqueur, and then Guinness is actually a German beer, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. So, but I thought it was pretty tasty, right? Good way to start the show.
Absolutely.
Starting with a bang. So here I'm gonna drink a little bush latte while we wait. What's going on? Oh, Rapid Dave in here. What's going on? Bing bong. How's it going? Happy St. Patrick's Day. So, my birthday was last weekend.
Yeah.
It was I did a dart stream on my birthday and got smashed. We had a good time though. It was a good stream. We went a couple hours. It was me and Tasha, and then a couple of kids came out for a little bit too, and hung out with us and did some streams with us too, and we had a good time.
And like a good friend, I did not make it.
That was on a Thursday though.
Yeah, but I didn't make it to either one.
Yeah, you
so
didn't.
I really don't have any.
So then on Saturday, a good friend of the show, Dejudah, that always hops in here, he had a show at one of our favorite bars that we go to, Banana Rams. They're in Hordeville, Nebraska. Shout out. And we had a good time. He played a great show. I did ask him to play a certain song. I asked him to play Effort Gently by Tenacious D, and he played flawlessly. Like, it was probably the best song he played all night long. It was fantastic. I was singing.
Best song in the world?
No, that's tribute. But
what'd you say he played?
He played Effort Gently.
Oh, okay.
Which is my favorite Tenacious D song. But yeah, so he played that. It was a good time. And then Alex Eberhardt was there too.
Okay.
He's from Omaha. Great singer and stuff like that. He's been doing it for a few years. He's part of that American Rebel tour that they're on too. So he was there. He played a great set too. They kind of went back and forth on songs. And then they had a percussionist that was like beating on one of those like box drum things or whatever.
I've seen those.
But I felt so bad for him. He was a smaller guy, right? But he, like, the whole time, he's, like, bent over and, like, beating on this, like, slumped over the whole time. So he had to take breaks and stuff. But it was a good show. It was a cool acoustic show. You know, obviously acoustic guitars, but they were hooked up to different things. It was pretty rad. It was a good show. Lots of good songs. I had some friends come out. I had some other people come out. The grandbaby's other set of grandparents came out and hung out with us too. That was pretty cool. We had a good time. Everybody had a good time. I was home by like right around 1 o'clock. It was a good time. Okay. Rapid Dave hopping in here.
To answer your question, no, I have never vaped. You've probably vaped.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes, I have. Rapid Dave.
Do you have a vape pen? Like you have. I've seen you vape, but do you own the vape stuff, or you just?
I usually buy disposable ones, and they're usually not.
Okay.
They're usually. Let's not get into it.
More of a syrupy substance. Is what you mean?
It's usually. It's just not tobacco. So Rapid Dave's hopping in here. What are y'all drinking? We just polished off a couple car bombs. I'm drinking on a Busch Latte real quick, and then we're gonna get into some Irish Reds. But we're giving the big guy a second over here after the car bomb. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, no, birthday was good. We had a good time. Got some changes in the garage. Got a heater out here finally after. What, 2 years we've been here or something like that? 2 years we've lived here.
Moving up.
And we've been.
Is that a 220?
Yeah, or 240. Yeah, it's 240. Yeah. It's one of those things that's kind of funny because we've lived here for 2 years and we've just heated it with like various space heaters over the time, you know, and we'd have like 6 or 7 of the damn things running, and then when it get too cold, we'd have you bring in your heater and stuff. Yeah. That thing will burn us out but it's so loud, we just can't have it going during the podcast. Yeah, I love Irish Reds too, Rapid Dave. They are arguably one of my favorites. I did have a Dunkel style beer earlier this week, and it was fantastic. I think you would have really liked it too. I only had one bottle of it. My will-be sister-in-law eventually got it for me for Christmas. I still had it in the fridge. It was fantastic.
Okay.
But it was
that was a pretty big commitment. I mean, you're just going to kind of lay that in there.
Yeah, no.
But, like, kind of just gloss over. I mean, that's a, big
she knows.
Big
She knows.
there.
She knows. It was really good, though. It was, it's a Belgian-style beer, made in Munich, Germany. It was fantastic. So it's like a dark lager. So it tastes, I don't know how to, it's really good, though. I think you'd like it.
Sarah, you still on?
Is the wife still on? She hiding? She's hiding. But yeah, so, and then, It's our 10th episode. It's kind of a big deal.
Numero 10? No?
D8 is what you're going for? If that isn't Midwest Spanish I've ever... 10-0. No, yes. Yeah, oh, there she is. Ms. Hanholt hopping in here.
So,
she is here.
Today...
Okay.
In 2012...
Okay.
I got baptized with that woman.
Like regular?
Regular baptized at a church.
Not like...
Should go ahead and do it. We got baptized on the same night. What would it be, like,
Did
10
you know,
years
though?
ago?
Were you guys together at the time?
Yeah. We were dating. Were we dating? I think we were dating. Because it would be 2012. We got married in 2013.
You're like, rock, paper, scissors, let's go do this the same day, different churches.
No, it was the same church because we were both in Chi Alpha in UNK.
Going to school. Okay.
And that's where we did it.
Wow.
So,
well, there you go. Well, good for you.
It's a 10-year anniversary there.
Of being baptized. I
remember it because of St.Paddys Day.
Oh, there we go. I am not. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, if holy water touched me, we just start sizzling.
Well, it's in the works. We'll get there.
but I mean, you know, I got my own belief system. I don't believe in like a red guy with horns or anything, but like I got my own thing going. But yeah. So anyhow,
jumping into what do we got?
I guess that's it. Any other big stuff going on in your life for this week or last week?
No.
It's tax season, so everybody's getting hood rich. You got a bunch of your stuff we were talking about a little bit. Did you finally get all your meat stuff in?
I got to use my grinder last week.
Oh yeah,
in Garrison.
Yeah,
and
the sausages awesome. On the big.
Yeah, we did.
I saw that.
Sticks.
Oh, there you go.
And it
way
was
easier.
So easy. Before I was just trying to I'd have to push really hard on the plunger and stuff to get it all going. This I was like. They had a guard to make sure your fingers didn't caught in the auger. I was just like, pushing it in as fast as it was grinding as fast as I could push.
Okay, so when you're doing this, when you're processing a deer or something, are you thinking in your head, like, I could process a human body so fast than this? Like, just a little bit? I could get rid of my neighbor like this.
I feel like there'd be easier ways. Like, it's a lot of work.
Wood chipper?
Just some hogs or something.
Siri says it's all over the house now. Kyle's meat or his appliances?
Little both.
Yeah, let's get into it. So sports has been a little crazy this week.
Do you think they're all just playing poker and just throwing the players' cards in and gambling them off?
I don't know. So my biggest thing is obviously there's the one big one to talk about. I want to talk about the other story along with that.
Okay.
So we're not going to talk about that one guy. Everybody knows what guy we're talking about. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But everybody just went nuts. And we kind of, towards the end of the season, you felt like there was going to be moves.
Yeah.
But this is unadulterated. Everybody just I'm out! And then I think some of the big ones are kind of crazy. So I'm going to kind of run through them, and then we can kind of talk about them. So we got Russell Wilson going to the Broncos, Amari Cooper going to Cleveland, Carson Wentz going to the Washington Commanders. Good riddance. Tom Brady's back. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Aaron Rodgers is staying for 4 more years. That's not going to happen. He is gone in 2 years. I can almost guarantee it. Devontae Adams today. I know he's gone. I just think he's going to retire.
No.
Early.
He's back with Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Okay. That surprised me.
Yeah. Oh, no. He was definitely on his way out. They sweetened the pot. There was some controversy. They said something ridiculous. It would have made him the highest paid quarterback. Because it was 4 years at... It was an astronomical number. That has now been... That's not in the case. We're still in the works or whatever. But the big number is Von Miller. Von Miller is going to the Chargers for 6 years, $120 million. So I don't know how much of that is guaranteed and how much of that is incentive-based or what, but that's still $20 million a year.
Yeah.
That's a ton. And then we got Trubisky
look how good they
going
were this year, though.
Yeah.
They had Von Miller to
that
pack.
Yeah. But I don't know. They picked up another good player too. I don't remember who. They picked up another one, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. And then Mitchell Trubisky is going to the Steelers for a 2-year deal. The Browns are releasing Landry, which is kind of crazy, and they are also releasing Baker Mayfield. They said that they want an adult quarterback. Can you imagine being the guy that arguably has brought one of the worst teams in the NFL to the playoffs for multiple years in a row, and then they're going, no, we don't want you anymore. We want an adult quarterback.
We don't want these children.
So, and I don't think they're not in the run for Watson, and so for Deshaun Watson. So I don't know who they think they're gonna get for an adult quarterback. I think maybe
they would have tossed a number out to Aaron Rodgers.
I think they have Garoppolo in their sights. And if you're gonna, he's an adult. He's also not a good quarterback.
Yeah,
not that Baker's a good quarterback, but I don't know.
Is he better than Baker?
Yes. But there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league that are better than Baker Mayfield. So yeah. Hey, Rap Dave, thanks for hopping in, man. I appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, so it's gonna be a little wild. I think this year is super, super crazy. We have all kinds of stuff. Devontae Adams going to the Raiders is really crazy, especially if they keep Carr. I really thought the Carr was going to be on his way out. I don't know how that's going to shake out. But if they can get enough people around and get their O-line, Raiders will be a team.
I have a solid.
Yeah, but I think
not that I care for the Raiders, but
no, I think the Chargers are going to be really hard to beat this year. I think if they just keep getting
Wilson's going to be enough for the Broncos.
No, but they
had to give up some draft picks for that, didn't they?
But yes, but they didn't do horrible last year. They were one of the last ones in the league, but they also went 6-0 the first games or something like that. So they were like on the cusp, but I don't think they have an O-line that's good enough to protect this aged Russell Wilson either.
Yeah.
So I think there's, I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff. It's going to be a wild year. I am not as confident in my Chiefs as I have been in. Like, some of the moves that they've done is fine. They're keeping Frank Clark. I think they are getting rid of, from the sounds of it, Tyrann Mathieu, which I'm okay with. He wasn't super productive last year.
A couple games I think he really showed up.
Yeah, and so he's kind of the heart and soul of the defense, but another guy could fill that. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But let's. You want to get into unlikely facts? I guess is that what you want to?
Yeah, we can
tear into. All right, let's get in there. Do we got any questions coming in over on that side of things?
Nothing on TikTok.
Okay. Well, here. We'll do some facts and then we'll get into this next beer. Go ahead.
So I kept everything kind of St. Patrick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so the real St. Patrick was born in Britain.
Yep.
So it just as much was known about St. Patrick's life has been interwoven in folklore and legend. Historians generally believe that St. Patrick, the patron of Ireland, was born in Britain, not Ireland, near the end of the 4th century. At age 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and sold as a slave to the Celtic priests in the North Ireland. After toiling for 6 years as a shepherd, he escaped back to Britain and eventually to Ireland as a Christian missionary.
There you go. I want to check something and just make sure you don't have the question. You don't have it. Okay. So, you know how he's famous? One of the things he was famous. Sari, weren't you supposed to have a special guest? We were going to have a special guest, and it was going to be kind of a different shakedown of an episode. However, he is on call, and so we're going to save that for a different episode.
And Christina, I am so glad you asked. We're going to jump into my fact real
fast.
Okay,
and then I'll come back to that. Time. Go ahead.
The real St. Patrick was actually known for wearing blue.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing the blue.
So they... Go ahead.
You have it?
Yes. Okay, so they changed the color of the holiday of St. Patrick's Day because of Ireland because it's the Emerald Isle. So they associate emerald with green. That's why they switched it to green.
Mm-hmm. And I said the green was associated after the emergence of the Irish independence movement.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't really care about independence. So, so blue it is.
Blue it is.
So that is why there's blue and no green.
This is my. I bought it last year after St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, wait a minute. Today I was like, I got like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 green shirts, and I have a green Horny Gnome shirt, and I was gonna wear that, but I was like, wait, I have a St. Patrick's Day shirt because I bought it for like $2. So
I think most of mine are like a dark green. They're not like a.
Oh, I have a
They're definitely darker than that one.
Yeah, this is definitely my greenest green shirt like this.
Yeah.
Even my Horny Gnome shirt is like a much lighter green than this. So St. Patrick's Day fact. About St. Patrick himself. So the big thing is he is touted for like playing a flute or something and driving all the snakes out of Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Historians have proven that the temperature of Ireland has always been cold enough that they have never had to worry about snakes ever, and snakes were never present in Ireland to ever be driven out. So it's all a metaphorical thing, not a physical thing.
They've never found any fossils or anything in Ireland of snakes.
Yeah. Was that one of your things? Or
no, I read it, so I know.
Yeah, so
I know a thing or two.
Okay, so
I don't know if that's copyrighted, but I'm not finish it.
My facts are not in any way, shape, or form about St. Patrick's Day at all. But they're fun nonetheless.
I do have a hint of Irish. Did not know that till this summer.
Did you take the 23andMe thing?
No,
or whatever?
my parents went on like a trip out west, and they stopped at a church apparently that has just a plethora of documents, and I'm pretty popular in Ireland.
Oh,
It's my heritage.
Oh.
And I think we're actually got some Scottish royalty, too. And I always thought I was just German.
Yeah.
And that was about it. I just thought that was it. So
I'm like English and German, very much so. There might be Irish in here, but it's only my beer drinking side.
KD97 wants to play a flute. Your flute.
Oh, well, thank you. Or whoever. I appreciate that. There's a going rate. Check out my OnlyFans.
Toes cost extra. So Tony says there was never snakes, only the 2-legged ones. He's actually from South Ireland.
Oh, there
nice
you go.
Nice to meet you, Tony. Welcome to the
that's
the
awesome. Very cool. So my facts are, this first one is just, I love music facts, and so this one kind of got me. I was reading about it, and I was like, well, it's not necessarily like a freaky fact, but it kind of fits in here. So Creedence Clearwater Revival, very popular band.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of great songs. Has the most #2 Billboard hits in history. So, without ever hitting #1, they have the most #2 hits. So, the Swamp Rock, blah, blah. So, between March 1969 and October 1970, the band scored 5 #2 hits on the Billboard Top 100. Proud Mary, Bad Moon Rising, Green River, Traveling Band, and Looking Out My Back Door. All of those, the top spot they ever hit was 2.
So they're like the Huskers version of the music industry.
Oh, no. We never hit 2.
No. Always right there, but never quite enough.
Oh, man. And I would have thought, out of that group of songs, I would have thought for sure one of those was #1. Nope. Guess not. So I thought that was pretty wild. Go ahead.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
That you associate with the festive holiday.
Yeah.
Not from Ireland. That was Americanized. Says the meal that became St. Paddys Day staple across the country, corned beef and cabbage, was an American innovation. While ham and cabbage were eaten in Ireland, corned beef offered a cheaper substitute for impoverished immigrants. Irish Americans living in the slums of Lower Manhattan in the 19th century to early 20th century purchased leftover corned beef from ships returning from the tea trade to China. The Irish would boil the beef 3 times, The last time would add cabbage and then remove the brine.
Oh, wow.
I never knew that because I was like, you look, corned beef is way more expensive than ham now.
Yeah.
So.
Another St. Patrick's Day fact: the very first St. Patrick's Day celebration was in America, in Boston, not in Ireland at all.
Which was?
The very first St. Patrick's Day celebration happened in Boston in the United States.
You know, it actually happened. The first parade happened pre-America.
Oh,
in 1602.
There you go. There you go.
Look at that. Our friend from Ireland says bacon and cabbage is Irish.
There you go. I would eat that.
Bacon is just worldwide. Cabbage is Irish, and then you put them together. You just have
I'd still definitely eat that. Okay. So another one is a pharaoh, King Pepe II. He built like a house of gods and stuff like that. And he ruled for 90 years. He hated bugs so much that when flies and insects would start bugging him, he would order one of his slaves to be covered in honey so the bugs went after the slave. To keep the bugs off of him. I'm just saying, genius.
I mean, yeah. You think I could do it with my kids?
I mean, yes.
Just like, hey, we're gonna play a game.
So I mean, it's
the
same thing as a fly trap, right? It's just like a human one. You own him. Why not? At that point.
I mean, out of all the things you could do as a slave, that's probably like, I want the honey job.
No, that would be so bad. Oh, man, I hate being bugged by flies. Can you imagine, like, well, they would stick to you, I guess.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be
forbid
bugging
you get stuck by a fly instead of, like, out there getting whipped and moving 2-ton stone around.
You think they'd, like rock, paper, scissors for it? Like,
is it Thursday? I think it's my turn.
Or rock, parchment, scissors? Or rock,
shear?
Rock, yeah, or knife? I don't know how that would, which one that would be.
We gotta kill Dave. I want the honey job.
No Dave here, man. So, okay.
Over 13 million pints of Guinness are consumed on St. Paddys Day.
Ooh. And the funny thing is, Guinness is German. I'm not sure how that works out, but Guinness is definitely German. That's what you got? So I had this pulled up because there's some other ones.
A little bit spin. It's in my lineage, so I get to claim it. I only know that because of last year.
Let's see. Most of these. Oh, St. Patrick's Day used to be a dry holiday. Because they'd shut all the pubs down and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you could like.
Well, I mean, if you look at like who St. Patrick is and stuff, I mean, it really doesn't make sense to go get slobber drunk and all that jazz.
What in the world? Oh, weird. That was weird. Just like, I'm hoping we're still on.
TikTok we are.
Hello? Okay, that was weird. I think we're on.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Sari, we still got 3 here. That was weird. I just had like a little weird hiccup.
Not showing up there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I had a weird hiccup on the computer here. Hold on. There we go.
Sari says yeah over here on TikTok.
Okay, so we're good.
Good to go.
Okay. Well, that was weird. I'm not gonna touch that other page then. So there we go. What do we got now? Oh, let's get into, before we crack into that, let's get into another beer. How about this? So here's clean glasses. Let's get into, this is my favorite. So this is what in the world? Okay. What is going on? Okay. That's weird. I don't know what's going on with my computer, guys. Sorry about that. This is one of my favorite.
We were all pagans at one point or another.
I will not let her peg me. What? So this is one of my favorite Irish reds. So Smithwick's is right up there too. but Killian's. This is George Killian's. I really enjoy this one. So this is
Okay,
produced.
explain the reds to me then.
Okay, so they use like a caramel malt.
Well, it's fancy caramel.
They use like a caramel malt when they in their mash when they start making that, and so
Don't know if TikTok can see that.
so that's what we're consuming right now. That's what gives it this red kind of color. And
I might like that then.
yeah, no, I think you'll like this.
Because so I have a friend Holiday who argues with me on whether it's caramel or caramel.
Oh,
and
geez.
it's like, listen, I know it's caramel, but caramel is the pinky out version of it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what I'm saying. Like if I'm talking about it in a candy bar, I usually say caramel or whatever, or like coffee shit or whatever. But in this, I definitely say caramel. I don't know.
Caramel's the pinky out version of caramel.
Okay, here we
it's
go.
Just the fancy.
So it's like a light lager with that malty background, and that malty background has that like caramel kind of ambiance to it or whatever. It's really good.
I've never been to Ireland, Tony, and neither has Shane.
No, I definitely have not.
Would I? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be really, really cool.
I think springtime Ireland.
I dated a gal that her brother spent like a whole year over there, like as like a traveling chef or whatever, and the pictures and stuff like that are just incredible.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've heard is its climate and stuff is a lot like the Upper West Coast, like that Seattle kind of dreary.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that necessarily, but I mean, and they tend to be colder there, I think, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they're overall.
From what I understand, though, is their springs are fantastic. Like just because everything's so green. And
oh yeah, I can imagine
everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so this Killian's, what do you think of it? Do you like it?
I don't mind it at all. No.
So
good.
Killian's is produced now.
It's kind of light.
It was originally produced overseas in Ireland, as a specific Irish ale, and then Coors bought it out nationwide, and so now Coors distributes it.
Okay.
So
Tony says summer's the bomb. I will trust you because you're actually from Ireland, and
Yeah.
I've only seen pictures, so I'll take your word for it over mine.
all right, what do you want to get into? Is it your?
You want to do your unlikely laws?
Yeah, you go right ahead. We're
This
in
week is
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a paper and start printing out and like crossing off. So I'm not confused because I was looking. I'm like, no, we've already done that state. So Connecticut falls in line.
Okay, go to town.
You can be stopped by the police if you're biking, like a bicycle, over 65 miles per hour.
Jesus.
And in fact, 2 people in history have been pulled over on their bike for going over 65 miles per hour.
So non-motorized.
Yeah.
God, you'd have to have a tailwind and be going downhill. 65 miles an hour is trucking.
No, it says they're obviously training professionals and stuff, but even so, I mean, that bike's got to be like...
Hauling.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd feel on a bike pedaling at 65.
No.
I mean, that's a whole nother... I mean, because you just got your little flimsy helmet.
Have you ever seen, like, professional cyclists eat it during races and stuff like that? Like, how bad they get tore up and stuff like that? Like, I'll have to send you some pictures. There is some videos of, like, guys going down in the middle of stuff. So, number one, if you're in the middle of a pack of people, you're going down hard and, like, people are running over you and stuff like that. But, like, the rest of the time, you're traveling at a pretty decent clip, and you're just wearing, like, paper-thin fitted stuff. Like, I've seen videos of, like, all of it ripped off and, like, an ass cheek hanging out and, like, everything, and, like, just bloody everywhere because they fell off and, like, you know, it's still, like, hitting sandpaper, 40 miles an hour. Whiskey Pro hopping in here with Unleash the Midgets and Start the Punching Kittens. Start punching kittens. Okay. I mean, I'm not a cat person, so I'll sign up for that.
Between Irish and English, 800 years of fighting each other. It's funny to see them fall.
Jeez. All right, go ahead with your next one.
illegal to dispose used blades. I don't know why.
In Connecticut?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how they would ever know. I couldn't find it.
Okay.
In Hartford, Connecticut, you are not allowed to cross the street while walking on your hands. And a part of me believes that law came specifically from someone on St.Paddys Day.
Maybe. Oh, man.
I have absolutely no reason. I mean, at some point, someone had to, like,
be doing
I'm going to cross this road on my hands.
And then got hit by a truck or something.
Something crazy like that.
Oh, Dylan Busby hopping in here. What's going on, sir? How are you? Dylan and Whiskey both from Just Be a Dad podcast. Another one of our brother podcasts from... Your
dad's girlfriend from Darts.
Oh, what's going on? How are you?
We don't blame the Irish. We blame Canada.
Yeah, yes. Canada is like really crappy apartment over a really great party.
They're the Karens.
Canada is America's ugly hat. Okay, go ahead.
But we love them.
I mean, they're so nice, eh? Yeah.
They're ridiculously nice. I see them out there protesting. I'm mildly upset. In Southington, silly string is banned. Completely banned. And it came about in the mid-1990s.
So when it was popular.
Do you want to know why?
No.
You go ahead and throw out why you think. Why an entire town in the mid-90s is like, we're done with silly string. End it.
I have no idea.
Don't want to throw anything out there.
Something probably about a school, I would assume, or something.
A group of children ran up to a police officer and sprayed him with silly string during an apple harvest festival. And so they just banned it. How dare you spray that officer?
What a dick.
Right?
Look,
it's
not kids be kids, it's like, nope, get out of here.
This isn't the Riot Festival.
Whiskey hopping in here. If a student fails a test, it's the student or the teacher that fails. It is the teacher sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes kids are pieces of crap.
Can you imagine being at a festival? Like, imagine like a parade, carnival. I'm thinking something. And they just come up like, ha, ha, ha. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to the town board. I'm talking to the mayor. We're getting this banned. This will never happen to me again.
Just stewing, writing a letter. Oh, man.
You know he paged dispatch like, officer down.
Oh, yikes. I'm sure Silly String took a hit on that one.
So sour about it. In Connecticut towns, after sunset, people are not authorized to walk backwards. The law was passed to avoid danger in the dark.
Walk backwards?
After sunset, you're not allowed to walk backwards. And I think it's because I don't want people tripping, but to actually have to like go make a law about that, or like even a policy of any kind, even talk about it.
It sounds like somebody was taking horror movies way too serious. Oh, I tripped!
You know, like one of like the council members' wives was like walking after dark and saw someone walking backwards. Like, what's going on?
Yikes. Just this random vigilante kids going around tripping people walking backwards after night.
Arrest the next child.
Oh, man.
Silly string? How about taser string? Catch it!
Cop just out tasing kids. Silly string.
You know, really
what do you got? What's that can behind your back?
Silly string's like super flammable, so taser's poof.
Jeez. Like that hand sanitizer?
The hand sanitizer one?
Ah!
I almost forgot about that.
I posted the audio the other day on just throwing this out here. All of our audio is on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. And I posted it on Anchor the other day, and I forgot. And that's what we named that episode: is "Don't Cover Yourself in Hand Sanitizer."
That's right.
Whiskey Pro hopping in here with. I dated a midget once. Surprisingly, she dumped me because of all my shortcomings. Giggity.
Don't worry about it. We don't all measure up to those.
Hey, with inflation, she'd probably be all right with you now.
Stupid.
I mean, I'm just
Big
saying.
shoes to fill.
Just the tip is more than a mouthful now with inflation, you know?
And Waterbury, no beautician can hum, whistle, or sing while working on a customer.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
I know. And you know, again, this is some council member's wife sitting there like just being annoyed. And it's like, you can't just walk out or get a different beautician. You're like, you know what? I like what you do. I need you to shut up while you do it.
That reminds me of a Big Bang Theory where it's in the roommate agreement that he can't whistle anymore. He goes, I really miss whistling. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, shh. He goes, that's one. Can you imagine? Oh, man.
You want to jump into the pickle one? That's the last one I got.
Okay, yeah. So, I unintentionally found this story, and it just happened to be a state law, and it just happened to be the state we're covering. So, it is illegal to sell a bounceless pickle to somebody in Connecticut. And I was like, there's no way this is a story.
I want to get a pickle to see how far they bounce. Like, how do you know it bounces?
It says the law put Connecticut librarians in quite the pickle. The law was actually rose as a legend, and the people demanded the truth for hours. Librarians... Wait, here is it. Okay, here it is. The law was created in 1945 to thwart pickle packers Moses Dexler and Sidney Sparrer. These two men were selling inedible pickles. So laboratories conducted experiments and found out that if they don't bounce, don't eat an ounce.
That's what I had.
I have...
The law was passed because 2 men were selling rotten pickles.
I have that exact same thing. If they don't bounce, don't eat an ounce. I have that same, motto, but about something completely different.
It'll go on a merchandise file. But don't bounce, don't buy an ounce.
That's right. Don't show that ankle if you don't want none. Whiskey Bro, I like pickles. I like pickles too.
As long as they bounce.
As long as they bounce. Okay, what do we got next? Would you rather?
We got Would You Rathers. We can do the news.
Let's do news. Okay. So I got a good one. You said you had a good one too.
I got one I have not showed you yet.
Okay.
Specifically because I want to see how you respond. But go ahead and do yours first.
Okay. So I got one too. So this is I'm going to set this one up because this is like a series of unfortunate events against an idiot. Okay.
Okay.
So a Florida man.
You can tell us about Biden?
Yes. A Florida man
I took it there.
steals a car.
Okay.
And sends it into a train that crashes into the car that smashes it into a house. It keeps going. Okay?
So, he stole a car. So, at this point, we have a car that's stolen.
Yes.
Ran into a train.
And it stalls out on the tracks. He jumps out. A train hits it.
Throws it into a house. Okay.
And then he tries to steal a forklift.
Okay.
And then he tries to steal another car after that. Do you know why he stole the original car? Because he was drunk leaving the bar and he couldn't find his car. So
he just takes one this is close enough.
So he claims that he stole the car in a good faith effort to search for his own vehicle.
That's not where I parked my car.
So he got it stuck on the railroad tracks, and so he jumped out just in time for the train to hit the car and send it into the house. After that, he goes and he tries to steal a forklift at a fruit stand. And he tried to do that, and he was thwarted. He got picked up. 38 years old. Yeah. So that's that story.
Okay.
Only in Florida.
It's always Florida.
It's always Florida.
Okay. A woman goes into the doctor because she has a UTI.
Okay.
Turns out there was a gas tumbler in her bladder for 4 years.
A glass tumbler?
So it looked like a 12-ounce glass, like a glass cup.
Oh.
Ended up being in her bladder for 4 years.
Yikes.
So they discovered it after. So she went in, thought she had it. Do you know how it ended up there? Take a little guess.
She sat on it.
She used it for erratic purposes. Erotic purposes.
Okay.
And it's up there, and she didn't know about it for 4 years, apparently. Here's the thing.
How big is this gal?
I don't know. But if you're, like, doing things on a...
Sticking
erotic,
large inanimate objects up places.
up your prison pocket.
Your velvet coin purse.
If it disappears, don't you think you'd be like, where'd the cup go?
Listen, even gerbils should have leashes when they go into things.
That's like the part I don't... I mean, let's get past the part of, like, why.
Yeah.
And get for the part of, like...
Okay.
How do you get where you forget you put something there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Walk around like it's not there for 4 years.
That's crazy. That's a lot. Was that your... I got another one. If you got go ahead.
Bladder stone.
Okay.
You kind of get that little kidney stone thing there.
Yeah.
Formed around it.
Oh, Jesus.
So...
Turned it into a little pearl in a clam, huh?
So we're like, your normal stone is either invisible to the eye or barely really small.
Yeah.
This one measured 8 centimeters by 7 centimeters by 8 centimeters.
It's centimeters is big. It'd be like this.
Yeah, but that's still...
It's big.
Really big.
It's really big.
For bladder because it covered the whole glass.
Yeah. It's big. Wow. That's crazy. Are you sure it's centimeters?
Yeah.
Centimeters. I mean, I guess no. Centimeters is
Part-time. Jumping in.
Oh, cool. Part-time nerd. What's up, man? That is Alan from Strikeout Beer. Okay, so you're done with that one?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yep.
owns owns a cannabis company.
Yeah.
And he is selling Mike Bites. Can you guess what they are?
I can't because I've seen it and I thought it was genius.
So Mike Tyson is selling Mike Bites. They are tiny, ear-shaped edibles with little bites taken out of them, like a Vander Holyfield's ear. I saw this. I was like, "This guy is amazing."
I think it's genius.
I don't think he came up with it. I don't think he has the capacity for that. Whoever is his marketing person, genius.
I mean,
oh man,
I've never done an edible in my life. Mildly curious what an ear tastes like.
I'll do one for you, and I'll tell you. I'll bite that bullet for sure. Do you have another one?
No, that's what I got.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Tom Brady debacle.
Okay,
are you ready for this?
Yep.
You know what we're talking about, right?
Nope.
Oh, you don't know what we're talking about?
No, I've been really busy with work, and I don't have time to look. I don't know.
Okay. So Tom Brady announced his retirement.
Yeah, I knew that.
At the end of the season. Okay. His last touchdown, he threw a touchdown to Mike Evans. Somebody caught that ball out in the stands or whatever, auctioned that ball off. $518,000. 2 days later, Tom Brady announced that he's unretiring and coming back to football. $518,000 for something that's worthless now.
I mean,
it's not. I feel like it's not going to be completely worthless. I'm sure that
it now could be known as the debacle ball
or whatever. So Michael Jordan stuff that was from when he retired the first time still holds value. It is not going to hold $518,000 worth of value.
Well, it depends when he comes back and does.
No.
I don't know.
It's not going to happen. But I thought it was
With Buccaneers
ludicrous.
again?
I thought it was ludicrous.
Has he come back with the
He's
Bucks?
coming back. He's coming back with the Bucks.
Okay.
Yes. So
how much did they offer him to come back?
Undisclosed. That has not been discussed at all.
That's a lot.
So I don't think so. So there's some people reworking the contracts and stuff like that so they can stay on the team with him coming back. I don't think it's going to be some astronomical number. Here's the thing. 2 months. He had 2 months at home with his wife and kids, and he's like, no, I'm out.
This has been fun.
I'll take dudes smashing me into the ground all day long over what's going on in this house. I think there's probably a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of, him coming back. He can extend those records that he has and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think he's still a great quarterback,
when he played for Patriots, I was a huge, I hate the Patriots, so.
I hate him
I was
in
a
general.
huge, Tom Brady, suck it. I don't like you.
I still don't like him.
I thought any average quarterback, any, semi-decent quarterback who came to the NFL would be an outstanding quarterback behind the Patriots O-line.
I agree.
And what they had.
I agree.
Then he goes to the Bucks.
But the Bucks have an amazing line, too, though.
And they have a pretty decent line. Then I came to realize, you know what? Tom Brady's just
good.
Really good.
He's good.
He doesn't even have to like him, but he's just really good.
He is really good. And so, haters are going to hate, right?
Yeah.
I don't like him because he's not the quarterback of my team. I'm sure I'd love him if I was a Bucks fan.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I have a new respect for him.
I do, too. I agree.
Game recognizes game, even though I lack the game part of that.
Yeah, but I know too. Yeah, it's still very much so respecting. I agree with you wholeheartedly on this. So, Peyton Manning made a great thing where he's like, if it wasn't for my mother, he'd have 11 rings and not 7. Because between him and Eli, they have thwarted him getting 5 other rings. So if it wasn't for his mom having these 2 boys, he'd have 11 rings. I thought that was fantastic. It was during a podcast or something. Fantastic.
I was surprised Brady announced retirement to start with, though. If you've watched any anything about Brady, any of his stuff he talks about, the guy's football through and through. I mean, he's even regulating his diet still for everything. I mean, the guy is 100% football.
That he made a big thing about, I'm going to spend time with my family and focus on my family and blah, 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 blah. 2 months later, he's like, no, I'm back, bitches. I don't know.
I think you got to make an excuse on why you're going to retire, and that's just the best one.
Yeah.
But I think his family might be pressuring him, but I think he just realized, I'm just football. That's what I am.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to play until he can't play.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for players that do it for that reason and legitly retire for that reason. The guy that played for... I can't think of his name right now, but there's been a video out now. He's a bigger guy. He's like a lineman. They retired last year.
Blindside?
No, not Michael Orr. No, this is a big white guy that's a offensive. I think he's an offensive lineman, but he was on the Super Bowl team last year,
okay.
and he retired. And there's video of him sitting his kids down during the Super Bowl celebration. And he's telling his kids, you guys, this is my last football game. I'm retiring. I'm coming home to spend time with you guys and everything. So he was kids, and all of his kids are probably under the age of 10 or 12, And I thought, I had a lot of respect for that guy that made that big of a thing about it, because, he's truly doing it for his kids. And,
he had gray in his beard and everything. I know who you're talking about
So I thought that was pretty cool. But you know what? It's Brady. He's going to come back. He's going to set some records.
Mahomes, he's young, and
I agree.
he could be a threat to the most count in Super Bowl. So he's got to come back and.
I agree. If they could keep his brother and his wife off of the field and away from the field, absolutely. I think so. Keep him off social media. I think he's got a good chance. I think they're a huge distraction, and it's not good for him. That's what I think. That's all I got for news. Is those. Would you rather is our next?
Yeah.
Do you want to get into this last beer? You can get into this last beer. If you're cool with that. This is from one of our favorites. This is from Boulevard out of Kansas City, Missouri. This is Irish Traditional Red Ale. That's all it's called. It's from Boulevard. This is another really good one I really enjoy from them. Boulevard does awesome stuff. And so this is like a Midwestern take on the same style of beer. They do it the same way. It's still a caramel heavy style blended malt that turns it into this nice amber color, and that's what we get.
All right.
Here we go. You ready? Happy St. Patrick's Day, buddy. So it's a little bit different. I feel like the malt is a little bit heavier.
Yeah, that's definitely
on the other one, but the lager taste is a little bit heavier in this one.
Yeah,
like that beer.
Yeah,
that beer flavor.
Yeah.
I think it's good though. I like it. Would you rather? Is that what we're doing now? Okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
Would you rather be infamous in history books or forgotten after your death?
Infamous for what?
It's just what it says. Infamous. So you would be in history books, but probably not.
You know what? They can remember me. I think it's important the world remembers me.
Yes. I will 100% plant my flag on that side of that. I have a thing in my personality.
Anyone on TikTok want to tell us why we're infamous?
Yeah. Guesses for why.
Throw it out there. Start with Shane.
Yeah. I have a thing about wanting to be accepted and all that anyhow, and I have a thing about social whatever. I think it would be terrible if nobody came to my funeral and whatever. I had a weird complex about the fact that I had my birthday party here instead of Grand Island, and less than a quarter of the amount of people showed up here than in Grand Island, and I had a fucking weird, excuse me, but I had a weird, I had a weird thing in my head about it too, and I had to work myself out of it, because I put an unworthy amount of tax into people showing up or whatever, and I talk to my, all of my friends have kids, this and this and this, whatever, and so I had to talk myself off of the anxiety, ledge about it, because I'd have the same party in Grand Island and I'd have 80 or 90 people show up, and so then it's okay, well, those aren't necessarily real friends that are showing up. They're showing up because I'm having it close to them. It's easy. It's not, whatever.
Yeah.
It's inconvenient. And moving here is also, over the last 3 years that I haven't lived in Grand Island has shown me a lot of that anyhow. A lot of people don't make... There is people that have made the effort to come out this far and see me and hang out and whatever. But it shows, the true color of people, too, about, how 45 minutes is just too much, I drive 500 miles a day, so 45 minutes for me isn't anything,
Yeah.
But if I have to
try, you still have dart leagues and stuff in Grand Island you go to, right?
We didn't this last session. We probably will start again eventually, just because darts are a big part of us, and so we probably will again, and we like being part of that community. But the last time we had dart league there, that league had left a kind of a weird bad taste in our mouth about the whole situation and stuff, and so we just were okay, we need to we need a break on that. So, but that's so that's what that is. Go ahead.
Would you rather learn to do an Irish jig
Okay.
or learn to play the bagpipes?
Ooh, bagpipes.
You think?
100%. So, number one, I know I can't dance. I don't have any. I don't
But you
have.
could learn it. That's the whole point.
I don't care. I don't have that rhythm thing. I don't do that. Bagpipes? Absolutely. Jonathan Davis of Korn plays bagpipes. Bagpipes all the way.
I think I'd pick bagpipes too, but but the Irish jig kind of fun to look at.
Yeah, I don't. No, I can't. No, nope. That's okay. Would you rather have people admire you for good deeds or respect your power?
Oh man, what kind of respect? Like a fear respect? Or
I mean, I'm going to assume that would be the way that it's
I'll take the
leaned.
admire for good deeds.
No, and I'm gonna quote this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna quote this. Bad times never last, but bad guys do. I'm picking power all the way. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. 100%. I like to do good things. It fills me up with that special kind of thing. But I know I selfishly get very drunk on power, and so I'm not stupid. I know which way I lean. I want to be Rebel Alliance, but I know I look good in black.
It's a slimming color.
I'm just saying, that's what it comes down to. That's where I'm at.
All right, we'll do another one here. TikTok, if you guys have any would you rathers, throw them up on there. We'll do them.
That's right. And anybody over on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching from over on this other side, same thing. If you guys have a would you rather question for us, toss it in the comments.
Would you rather have green skin or golden sparkly skin?
Oh, green for the money, baby. Gold for the honey. I'm going gold every time.
I was going to say, I'm gold.
Oh,
gold.
man.
I want people to notice me. But I don't want to be no damn vampire off Twilight.
I don't care. Everybody was Team Edward. I don't give a rat's ass. Sign me up. Gold.
Okay.
Gold dust, 100%. Dusty Rhodes gold dust, absolutely. I'll take
You
it.
can call me Kyle the Goldschlager.
Goldschlager's fucking nasty. Have you had Goldschlager? Do you know what it tastes like?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it tastes like ass. It's what it tastes like. Okay. Would you rather have an exciting but dangerous life, or would you rather have a boring but meaningful life?
Exciting.
Oh,
Dangerous.
100%.
That is my life.
to an extent, for sure, right? Me too. I feel like my job comes with its fair amount of whatever. What I would like to have. So this is a weird double-edged question, right? Because exciting can still be quote unquote boring, right? Not necessarily dangerous though. I would love to be a traveling whatever and see the world and whatever. Yeah. So that's exciting, but not necessarily dangerous. So I think I'd probably rather go dangerous, exciting life over. I mean, a meaningful life would be cool, whatever. But
I saw this one.
Okay.
I felt like it was easy for me to answer, but I figured I'd throw it out there.
Okay.
Would you rather spend 1 week in Ireland or 1 week in Hawaii?
Ooh. Hawaii is definitely my answer.
Okay.
I am all about getting drunk on the beach. I like the warm weather a lot more. I feel like, especially with the warm weather, I feel like I have a better attitude and stuff like that. And I know I don't have a beach body, but I also have enough self-respect not to care what other people think about my not beach body. I think I'd have a great time in Hawaii. And I've always wanted to visit Hawaii.
I would take Ireland.
Okay.
And, Hawaii would be awesome. But I've been to the beach. I've been to, warm weather stuff. Maybe not Hawaii, not tropical like to that extent. But the idea of exploring a new culture, new country, new people excites me more than just going to an island for a week.
Okay.
You're going to have different,
I see your
basis. Are
basis.
going to be different. The people are going to be how they do it.
I see your basis of appeal. I think if I would go to Hawaii, I would prefer an area that's not super touristy. You know what I mean? To get like more of an authentic
volcano.
Yes. Yes. Here's a fun fact. I have never seen an ocean or a Great Lake.
What?
Yeah, never. The furthest east I've ever gone is probably somewhere in Iowa or somewhere in Springfield. Like Springfield, Missouri is probably the furthest east I've ever gone. The furthest west I've ever gone is in Colorado.
So, December...
But I've gone north, and I've been within like a rock throw of the Canadian border on glacier lakes, but that's not part of the Great Lakes, obviously.
Yeah.
So I've never seen the Great Lakes, and I've never seen an ocean.
Okay.
And I've never been to Texas either, to where I can see like the Gulf or anything like that.
So next December, we're going to San Antonio. Y'all should just come. And it's like from San Antonio, it's like what 2-3 hours to the ocean.
Yeah, something like that, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go down there.
There we go.
But I've been to the Pacific. We've been to the Atlantic, but I don't remember it. I just know we had pictures.
Okay.
Been to the Gulf, and then I've been up to the Great Lakes because I worked on Mackinac Island, Michigan, for a summer.
Oh, okay.
And that's right on the Great Lakes.
I've never none of that.
Flew over the Great Lakes.
Fun fact: my uncle just moved to Florida today. Like he just got to Florida today, and I go, and so he is a big time fisherman, whatever.
Like Funkle or Cucumber Uncle?
Funkle.
Okay.
Definitely Funkle. He's on my dad's side. He's the one that I got the KISS tickets from.
Okay.
Okay, so, but he was done. He was done with the cold. That was like almost 100% of his basis moving. He just was done with the cold. This is like a guy that goes out and ice fishes and everything. He said he's just done with it. He's like, I'm over the cold, whatever. So they went down to Florida for 3 days. Decided they liked it. Looked for houses while they were down there. Found something. Came back. Sold their house within a week. Moved 2 weeks later. He worked for Overhead Door for 23 years. Deuces. Left. Here's the crazy part. She had gotten in an accident maybe less than 2 weeks before they left. So she didn't get into, or like they totaled her vehicle out. He had a lease. He turned it in. So they literally drove to Florida with a U-Haul and a boat. With his, he has a really nice tracker boat.
Yeah.
And he's like, the next time this boat goes in the water, it's going to be in the Gulf. And went down there. He's picking up a new lease Saturday. She's buying a new vehicle next week.
Okay.
But they bought a house. It's got a pool in the backyard with one of those covered glass, whatever things. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be all right.
200 and
something. If I was
going
to move to another state right now, it would definitely be Florida. Governor DeSantis is awesome.
I think I'd move to Texas. Texas or Kansas City. I love Kansas City.
I could care less about Kansas City.
I
like Kansas City. I had fun in Kansas City. If I'm going to move, I'm moving somewhere warm. Period.
I see what you're saying. I have a legitimate standing career opportunity in Kansas City whenever I take it. So my buddy owns plugyourholes.com. My buddy Sam, we've talked about him before and stuff like that. He pretty much had me talked into moving there earlier this year. He bought this big, huge building, and they're going to be doing, it's going to be concert venue and then other stuff. And they're doing all kinds of things, right? So they have, a new YouTube channel that's starting up that's all, automotive stuff and whatever. And then they have, the Plug Your Hole stuff. And then he owns, 4... He has, a stake in,
Part-time says, come on down to Texas.
Yeah. He has 4 or 5 different other businesses, too. and then they're going to do this concert venue, and they needed a project coordinator that handles like all the construction stuff that they need done. And he bought like the most expensive boards I've ever made. He bought for me like cornhole boards when I make cornhole boards, and he knows my construction background, electrical background, stuff like that. Pretty much called me one day, and he's like, "What would it take for you to get to come to Kansas City and work for me?" And I was like, pfft. And I threw out like a ridiculous number and stuff like that, and I was like, and realistically, you'd have to make it to where I came back and was able to come back and work remotely some of those days and whatever. And like we talked like for a good long time and pretty much figured out that it probably wouldn't work out the way he needed it to, but it was a ridiculous amount. Like it wasn't six figures, but it was like it was enough to like really question, stuff. Yeah. It was crazy. But I pretty much have he pretty much says anytime if I ever make it to Kansas City and move there by any means, I have a standing job no matter what. And he treats his people like he's one of those guys that like you write stories about how good the boss is, kind of, you know what I mean? So, very cool guy. But yeah, so that's kind of super off topic. But I don't know if we can save this love letter till next week since you didn't do one. Do you want to get into what grinds my gears? Is that what we have left?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have one? Did you come up with one or no?
I will. Go.
Okay. Oh, you will? Okay. So, this is a segment in our podcast where we it's like a little bit of a whine and complain session about something. We're both really passionate about this topic, so we're going to talk about it. Trying to get healthy is the biggest pain in my ass ever.
Yeah.
So, Brian from the Herfcast is a group is a person that has another podcast called the Herfcast. It's a cigar podcast. He talks about other stuff. He's also good friends with the Bearded Idiots podcast. They're another podcast that I follow and talk about, and I'm part of their Discord and stuff like that. That all being said, they had like a weight loss competition thing, just for fun. Like I threw $10 in there. Some other people threw some stuff in, whatever. And I gave up pop. I probably had, since it started, it's probably started maybe 2.5 months ago. I probably had 2 pops, maybe, right? I will premise that by saying I've probably had half a dozen monsters, which I think are just as bad.
Yeah.
Worse. Yeah, probably worse. But I'm not drinking a liter of Mountain Dew to start the morning every day and another one at night or whatever. I'm not consuming that pop.
Yeah.
And I've been eating a lot less and consuming a lot less beer. I'm still only down 20 pounds over the last 2 months or something like that. And I'm like, this is a huge change in my diet and everything like that. And it's not doing anything. And I remember when I used to train for so before I broke my leg and stuff like that, when I could still run and everything, when I was training for the triathlon and stuff like that, is when I saw my biggest weight loss, but I was eating rabbit food, eating salads with salsa, so I didn't eat the calories that are associated, fats and stuff that are associated with dressing, and I was eating protein shakes for breakfast, and I was doing P90X along with my training for the triathlon, and I was still a big guy at that point. I was still all of probably 200 pounds at that time. Probably even more than that. I probably 215, 218, something like that. And I was putting in a solid hour of cardio a day, and all of that, and seeing a pound or two a week maybe. And I'm seeing more now, obviously, but I'm also seeing it because I have a lot more water to lose and stuff like that, and what. It is ridiculous trying to maintain healthy habits and still, as big guys like us, you have to give up everything almost and try to work yourself to death cardio wise just to start on a path where you start losing any kind of significant size or anything like that, you know. I think it's ridiculous. This is why I complain, I think. I complain because I've lived here for 2 years and I've probably gained almost, you know, I bet I could fit into, without stretching it completely out, a 1X shirt when I moved into this house. And now I don't like wearing anything less than 3X. And so, you know, and I just... it's just the shittiest thing.
Takes no time to gain it, forever to lose it.
Yeah, and nothing helps you. Anything healthy that's available in a fast food sense is easily double the price. The only thing I found that I feel like is like a great substitute for something like that is available in a fast food sense is I'll get like unwitches from Jimmy John's, where it's like
Jimmy
lettuce
John's
wrap.
bread is so good though.
Yeah, but I try to avoid that.
Yeah, obviously.
Because carbs are ridiculous on that, and so I try to avoid that. So I get unwitches, which are good. They're $7-8. You're still getting the same amount of meat and everything else that's in there, wrapped in a lettuce, like those big lettuce wraps or whatever.
Yeah.
I really enjoy those. They sure as hell don't fill me up anywhere close to what the sandwich of the same size does. Yeah. But that's it. It's not like you can get anything healthy any freaking where else.
Have you ever got the BLT wrap from Runza?
I think so. Yes.
It's pretty bomb. Ask for extra bacon though.
So, but those are even those are like small, and you know what I mean. It's tough, and because like realistically, if you paired up like weightlifting and stuff like that with a ton of just protein intake, and you cut off starches and potatoes and whatever. But I love rice. You got to cut rice out of that. You got to cut bread out of that. Potatoes out of that. So you're just eating steaks and veggies.
Right. And here's my thing. People who believe in evolution.
Okay.
Can't be real, or we'd all be living off of the worst kind of foods, and vegetables would be bad for us. We have not adapted at all. I love bad foods.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and beer's another thing. Beer at this point is a ingrained hobby. You know what I mean? I have part of this podcast is based on beer.
Yeah.
Almost my entire other solo podcast is based around beer, and I have a huge TikTok I think it's big to me. TikTok following, and that's all based around beer. And then part of the groups that I'm part of and people that I watch is kind of centered around beer. Strikeout Beer is beer. Bearded Idiots is whiskey. And they do beer stuff too. And then I have a whole group of people that I have a Discord for that is beer people on TikTok. Mm-hmm. That I talk to every day. So a lot of my life is wrapped up in beer. So it's not like I can just cut it out either, And so I've changed. I don't pound beer. I drink beer for taste anymore. I really limit how many beers I do. The most beer I drink during a single night usually is podcast nights. But even then, it's still around. It's still what it is. Yeah. It's rough. I don't know. You got one or
I do.
Okay.
Because I just got a note the other day.
Okay.
Property taxes can suck my big toe.
Okay. Okay.
My mortgage is going up to fill up the escrow and everything. And my property last year went up 50% in 1 year.
It's because you have a Playboy model across the street.
I don't know.
I think it probably has to do with the house across the street being sold. Right? Or do they rent that out?
They sold.
Okay, so that has something to do with it. Your neighbors is making improvements to their house. That probably has to do with it.
I don't know if it has that much, because my house went up 50%.
That's crazy.
I told them if they write me a check, I can move out in 2 weeks.
Right?
One, if they give me a little extra.
No doubt. I'm kind of worried about this too, like because we just rent this house, and we want to buy this house eventually.
Yeah.
But like, when they put that house next to us up for sale, they wanted $189,000 for a house that was extremely dated, and the entire basement had no egress, anything, to where you couldn't even count it. So it was like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house is what it sold for, I think. Now, that being said, it only sold for like $115,000. And this house behind us that our neighbors moved out of sold for way less too. I want to say, I don't know, $80,000, $80,000 or $90,000. So, that being said, that helps us because this should kind of follow suit and not be astronomical either. But it's hard, you know. You are extremely way better with money than I am, and all that. I have nothing but like bad for a lot of years coming into this, and so it's going to be really hard for us, you know. Tasha was in a 16-year marriage where everything was in her name, so if it went bad, it was bad in her name, not in his, and he made money hand over fist and still does and doesn't, you know what I mean? And so it's going to be really, really hard for us when it does come time. It's going to come down to like, you know, when say when this company that I work for sells, we are vested in that to a certain amount, and we're supposed to get a big bonus check. So that bonus check hopefully should be in that $20,000 to $30,000 range. That might just be where I just take that and just kind of throw it out there and go, okay, give me a deal here, you know, or whatever. And hopefully, when it comes down to it, she'll be cool about, you know, making a high price and then saying that over the last however many years, the rent that I paid has been, you know, part of the down payment too, or whatever. You know, I wouldn't mind paying a higher price if that's how she did it, you know. You know, say, you know, $120,000, $130,000 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
This town is definitely different than Polk. Polk, you know, that'd be cut in half, you know. So,
yeah.
But yeah. So that's what we got for that. It's kind of a dwindly, slower kind of drawed into our show here. And we don't have any like big.
Still pulled off an hour and a half.
Yeah, and we don't have any like big extravaganza stuff. This is our 10th show. I really appreciate everybody that takes the time out of their week to come and hang out with us. Some big stuff coming up. Equipment, like real live equipment. We'll have a soundboard coming in probably within the next month, and new mics coming in, and all that. So, and our video will change too over this next month. And so, all that's going to do is just provide a better output and everything for you guys, and for us too.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to hear us loud and clear.
Yeah, that'll be weird.
So apologies up front, but you know it is what it is.
And guests, as soon as that starts rolling in, guests will start being part of this podcast as well. We have a couple of people that have talked about wanting to be on that we'll probably bring in. We have some friends that definitely want to be on, and so we'll bring them in. That will have adequate equipment to have them be part of this shit show. And so. And for everybody that's coming on here, we're going to kind of be changing the show a little bit, more on me than anything. We're going to try to make the show a little bit more user-friendly for everybody, so we can get a few more eyes on it. I definitely have a potty mouth, and we've kind of had, I've been unadulterated in this throughout this whole deal. And we're going to be better about that. I feel like I did better this show.
You did great.
And so we want to get this show in front of as many people as possible. That way we can provide a better show for you guys and get it in front of more people all around. And so that's our goal. Our goal is at episode 20 to be twice as good as we are now. And then... to infinity and beyond.
We will be.
So
you guys can follow too. Anything you think we could do, throw it out there.
I'm going to try my best to start taking clips from our shows to make a TikTok account, so eventually we can go on our TikTok account and have the show on our TikTok account instead of just on mine.
But we also both have full-time, very high demanding jobs.
Yeah, we both work.
If we don't hold it against us. We'll do it eventually.
That's right. Episodes of past episodes are out on audio now on Anchor and Spotify, and Google Podcasts, and Apple, I think, and a couple other places. And we're trying to push that out to more places everywhere you listen to podcasts. And then if you... Oh, excuse me. God damn. These hiccups came out of nowhere. And if you want to see the video of all of these past podcasts all the way to episode 1, you can go over to YouTube at Unlikely Role Models Podcast, and you can see all of our past episodes on there. Go over and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch, and follow us on there and be part of the show every week. We do this show every other Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's just going to keep getting better. I have been Shane, a.k.a. the Horny Gnome.
I've been Kyle. Just Kyle.
And this has been Unlikely Role Models, episode 10. Thank you. We love you. We're going to raid out on Twitch. I appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming in. And we've been great. So let's see who we're going to raid over on Twitch if my computer wants to work. Let's see. My computer is just not having it today.
Raid someone who's only Spanish speaking.
Okay, we have been talking about that for the last 2 weeks. Let's see who I got to raid. If I don't have anybody in my normal flow that we follow. Oh yeah, we do. Hostile. Let's raid Hostile. We're gonna raid my boy Hostile Dot. Great dude. He does all kinds of stuff. He video games mostly. He also does like a music raid kind of thing a couple times a week. So if you are ready and you hop in with us over there, tell him what your favorite color is. But we have been Unlikely Role Models, and we love everybody.
Episode 10.
Episode 10. We're done. Absolutely. We're hosting. Why are we hosting? We should be going over and rating. Are we not rating? I don't know what's going on. Let's go over. There we go. Is it letting us rate?
About to find out.
I don't know. We can...